So you want to get swole. You want to get freakishly large and have muscles that are freaking building to the... You want to attract babes. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. You clicked on this video because you want to build a great physique, and I'm going to give you a roadmap on how to get there. I'm going to give you 10 essential tips that are going to help you achieve a great physique. Now, before we begin, you're probably watching this video, you're looking at me thinking, why the fuck would I listen to you? Well, that's a great question. About 2 years ago, I was 18 years old. I was a senior in high school. I looked like this, and I'm gonna plop a little picture or video or something there in its place. I looked like that. I have put on just over 20 pounds since then with a lower body fat percentage now than I had, which means basically it's muscle. This particular training that I'm going to share with you in this video and these tips are for aesthetic purposes, meaning just for physique if you want to look really good. There are two things that are very important when it comes to nutrition. Exercise is not enough to achieve the body that you want, and maybe when you're young it is, but getting into good habits early is so crucial for your longevity, and also eating properly just excels the process of obtaining a good physique more quickly than if you ate like garbage. Flash forward 2 years later, and I've achieved a physique looking like this. If you take these tips and you turn them into habits and you follow this roadmap, you will achieve your desired physique. Now, it might not happen very quickly because getting a good physique takes a long time. But the great thing about it is the process is you continually get better and better, and it becomes addicting. So when you looked at my transformation from 2 years ago to now, there was a significant difference. And these 10 things I'm going to hop into right now are going to help you achieve the things that I have achieved so far. I got my notepad, my little sticky note pad thing, and I'm ready to get rolling. So let's go. So tip number 1, we're going to start with exercise, and then we're going to transition into nutrition. We're going to do about 5 tips exercise, 5 tips nutrition. So tip number 1 for exercise, and this might sound obvious, but a lot of people might not be doing it, and that's if you want to achieve a great physique, you need to incorporate weight training into your workout regimen. If you're not weight training in your regimen, you're not going to see the changes that you want to see. Now, I'm not telling you that other forms of exercise aren't important. They absolutely are. Cardio, things of the nature, are very good for your cardiovascular health and overall longevity. It's good for your health. It's good for you. But you have to incorporate weight training. It's as simple as that. There's a common misconception that if you lift a weight, or anyone for that matter, I have friends who think this that are guys. If you lift a weight, you're gonna get too big. How many times have we heard someone say, I don't wanna go to the gym, I'm gonna get too big? Well, if you look at me now, in the thumbnail, it's gonna be the thumbnail of the video most likely, what I look like now, that was 2 years of training and eating, and I'm not the biggest guy in the world at all. I've just, gotten some muscular growth. So girls, guys watching this video, don't be afraid to pick up a weight. And if you continue to watch, I'm going to explain how it's beneficial for you, how it's going to tone your body, make your body look amazing, but you have to incorporate weight training. And the best way to do this is to join a gym. So if you haven't already joined a gym, join a gym. And that's going to lead me to my second tip, and that is going to be train with a purpose. Go to the gym with a purpose, and not just for a single day, but sort of for your week, like a workout cycle. Now I'm going to put a little something over here that's going to show you what I do, an example of what I'm talking about when I say go into the gym with a plan. You should be training specific muscle groups on certain days. I would recommend training 1 to 2 muscle groups every day until you've trained all of them, and then repeating the process again. So for example, on Monday, I'll be training my chest and my triceps. On Tuesday, I'll be training my back and my biceps. On Wednesday, I'll be training my shoulders, and then on Thursday, I'll be training my legs. And then I repeat the process over again. I might take a rest day after my 4th day, or I might just restart the whole thing. This is very important because when you work out and you exercise one muscle group, you have to allow about 2 days, 48 hours, same thing, for your muscles to rest. If you go to the gym every day and do a whole body workout and you're working out the same things, it's not going to be beneficial for your body because you're not going to be able to restore the muscle. Going to the gym with a plan is crucial, and like I broke it down before, you have access to YouTube, to Google. Look up exercises that you can do for particular muscle groups. Figure out what you're going to be doing on those days. I recommend a 3 or 4 day split, meaning 3 days and then you repeat the process over again, or 4 days and you repeat the process over again. So for that instance, you have to create a workout plan for your goals, but make sure you have a plan. And once you have that plan, you have that cycle in place, figure out, okay, I'm gonna train my legs today. What leg exercises are good? Let me go online. Let me look up good leg exercises. Looking at my little notepad. My tip number 3. So once you're at the gym, now you're going to the gym, you have for each muscle group that you're training on a day, make sure you're doing at least 4 exercises per muscle group. Now some exercises like the bench press, a compound exercise, will incorporate both my chest and my triceps in one. So I'm working out both in one. So I can basically count that as one for each. Now I say at least 4 because you're going to want to do a little bit more than that, and making sure that you're isolating certain muscle groups. You want to be doing 1 to 2 muscle groups per day, and then you want to be doing at least 4 exercises for that muscle group. To tip number 4, 4 by 8, or I should say 4 by 8 to 10. Now what the hell do I mean by 4 by 8 to 10? 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps. Now for people just starting at the gym, this is going to be very important. It's important that you're doing a high enough volume and a heavy enough weight that you're going to challenge your body. But to make it simple, think 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps. Now, how much weight should you be doing? And the way you gauge the weight you use is if you're doing a set and you're really fatigued at around 8 to 9 reps, that's good. You should be at the point where you're at failure, 8 to 9 reps, 10 reps. If you're doing much more than those, like if you're doing much more than 8 reps, 10 reps, and you're not fatigued, the weight is too light. If you're not getting to 8 to 10 reps, it's too heavy. Is it bad if you do a set where you're doing 15 reps at a lighter weight, or are you doing 2 reps at a very heavy weight? No. But for now, doing 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps, at 8, 9 reps, you should be almost at failure, and make sure that's so important. I can't stress that enough. The volume is important for the 4 sets, and then making sure that that weight is heavy enough where you're challenging yourself. If you're not challenging yourself, you're not going to see the results. And that brings me to my final tip. My final tip here, and that's form. You gotta have good form. Focus on form more than weight. I see people in the gym that are doing lighter weight and they're just throwing the weight around like it's paper. I used to do that when I first started, and a friend told me, dude, you gotta chill out. You're gonna hurt yourself. And he was absolutely right. First of all, you don't want to hurt yourself doing exercises. You want to make sure you're doing the proper form. Proper form with controlled movement is so much more beneficial than just doing random things at heavy weight. So make sure you're prioritizing form and control over anything else. Now let's get into nutrition. You cannot skip the nutrition part of this process. If you're exercising and you're busting your ass in the gym, you might as well eat right. This is going to lead me to my first tip for nutrition, and that would be mind your protein. Start looking at how much protein you're eating. You should be doing this. Ready? You're going to take your weight, you're going to multiply it by 0.8, and that's how many grams of protein you should be getting every day, especially if you're training. Body weight times 0.8 grams. That's how times body weight times 0.8 in grams, that's how many grams of protein you should be eating. You might have to lose weight, gain weight, whether you're a girl or a boy. The difference between gaining and losing weight, it's really one thing. And that is, if you want to lose weight, you want to eat less calories than you burn. And if you want to gain weight, you want to eat more calories than you burn. So for all these tips that I'm going to give you, keep that in mind. Now, when I say eat the protein, take your weight and multiply it by 0.8, and that's how many grams. Even if you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, you should be eating that much protein. Say you're eating a lean chicken breast. It's not very high in calories. You can easily get that protein without eating that many calories. So to gain or lose weight, make sure your protein is high. It's essential for building a great physique. You need to eat protein, and most people don't eat enough. And that's going to lead me to my second tip for eating, and that is cut the added sugar. Limit the added sugar. It basically just turns into fat. There's no nutritional value in added sugar whatsoever. There's none. I hate to say it. It's really not good for you at all. And when you start to wean off of it, you'll realize that not only do you feel better exercising, but you might start to look a lot better too. And if you want to look like the best version of yourself, just try it. Try it for 2 weeks. See how it goes. It's going to be difficult, especially if you eat a decent amount every day, or you're used to it. But see how it affects your body. Imagine you look good now and you're eating a decent amount of added sugar. Imagine if you didn't eat that, what you could look like. Tip number 3, start making your meals at home more so than you eat out. So basically, start making more meals for yourself. When you make meals at home, you know exactly what you're putting into your body. You're making it. You tend to eat healthier when you eat at home than when you eat out. Now, I'm not saying you can't go out to eat. We all have friends. We all go out. We all eat, whatever we eat. But I'm telling you, if you can cook 2 out of your 3 meals a day, if you can eat at home for majority of the time and make your food yourself, you will see that if you're prepping these meals and getting your macronutrients, your proteins, your carbs, you will see a greater change in your physique and more quickly than you would if you... That is going to lead me to tip number 4. My tip number 4. Eat nutritional food. Don't do this. Don't eat everything in sight. Don't be making protein shakes with ice cream and syrup and peanut butter that are 2,500 calories, because I promise you that's not the most effective way to build muscle. When you're feeding your body garbage to get your calories up or your protein to just get your food in because you think you're going to get bigger, you're most likely just going to put on body fat. Read your food labels. Know what you're putting in. I should make that another tip. Bonus tip number 4. Read food labels. Start reading them and counting your macronutrients. Start keeping track of what you're putting into your body. It's not that difficult. We're all on TikTok for 3 hours a day. You can take 2 minutes to look at the nutritional facts on the back of your whatever it is you eat. Look at what you're putting into your body. Make sure that it's not high in sugar or saturated fat. Put healthy things in your body. And finally, my 5th tip is to drink plenty of water. Make sure that we're hydrated. I know you hear it from everybody. Drink water, drink water. I highly recommend you buy a reusable water bottle. Go to Target or something. I bought a bottle at Target for like $8 and it's lasted me 2 years. And I refill it and I drink. Water is so important. And you know what? Just because if you've made it this far, this is my gift to you. This is another. Let's start another bonus tip. Bonus tip number 2. Bam. Get plenty of rest. This doesn't have anything to do with exercise or nutrition. Get plenty of rest. 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Now I get it. I'm in college. I used to go to sleep at 2, 3 a.m. with my friends, and then we'd wake up. But I still got my 7 to 8 hours of sleep because I'd wake up late, unfortunately. But get your sleep. If you're going to put in all this hard work, if you're going to follow these steps that I've given you, these habits that you need to develop for both exercising and eating, you might as well just sleep too. You're going to need the energy to exercise and go through your day with the busy days that you have. And you're going to need the rest so that your muscles can heal and your body can heal. It's very important. But anyway, that was my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. I promise you. Do this for 6 to 8 weeks. Take a picture of yourself now. Follow these tips. Take a picture of yourself 6 to 8 weeks later. I promise you, stick to it. There are going to be days where you don't want to work out, where you don't want to make that chicken for yourself that's going to help you get to your protein goal for the day. Do it. You're going to thank yourself later. I promise you. Take a picture in the beginning, take a picture 8 weeks later. Let me know how you do, please. I really hope this helps you. Thank you so much if you made it through the video. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you. Hasta la vista.